On Friday, 22nd January 2023, just when the nation is waking up to the new year, 10 cardiac surgeons were received at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport from Italy. They have come on the invitation of the First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, to literally heal ailing hearts through a future-assured cardiac mission. The cardiac mission is the dream of the First Lady, who had come to terms with the high rate of heart disease among citizens and its unfortunate high cost of treatment, which is beyond the reach of the average Nigerian.
It is with great joy that I welcome the renowned cardiac team from Italy and also the CMD of Jari Medical Center. The instruction is to appreciate your willingness to leave your comfort zone to come and answer a call to humanity. The Future Assured Cardiac Mission, therefore, is a program organized to provide free heart surgery to children at the Federal Medical Center Jari and adults at Cedar and Living Hospital. It is my hope that the patient's quality of life will improve and they will have a better life.
Thank you very much for your invitation, for the privilege that you are giving us to cooperate with colleagues and people and make some friendship also.
We are quite delighted to welcome this team who collaborate with our local team to carry on with this cardiac mission. The experts from Italy and other places will be able to transfer skills to our own staff to carry on even after they have left. On this note, I want to thank you most sincerely for this selfless effort.
Thank you very much for your humanitarian aspect of your profession, for coming to look after us and to look after our children.
A simple survey revealed to her that every hospital has a long list of heart patients, many of who end up receiving some treatment before they eventually give up. It is to be noted that many of the patients are children under the age of 10, children who could otherwise grow up to their full potential and play significant contributions to humanity. The Future Assured Cardiac Mission was conceived in partnership with the Jose Foundation of the United Kingdom. Its president, Dr. Martin Abuliman, was all praises to the First Lady's commitment to handling the huge cost of this assignment that returns hope to patients.
There are a lot of us out there living in diaspora. All we need is just that person to come into our system, that we can share the goodwill we have over there with. So it was an opportunity to meet the First Lady at the Hyde event in Dubai. So I was able to express to her that a lot of people out there wants to come into our country, for instance, Nigeria. Services like this is all there. So they want to partner. So when I spoke to her and we look at the issues together in Dubai, all she said was, okay, let's see what we can do.
The Future Assured Cardiac Mission took off early Saturday, 23rd January 2023 at the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, Abuja.
We are starting the pediatric for the children, pediatric open heart surgery with this mission that has been sponsored by Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Beginning with a screening of patients for surgical consideration. Head of the visiting surgical team, Professor Guido Opido, a cardiothoracic surgeon of international acclaim, expressed high hopes that the mission will be a success and commended the First Lady for her philanthropic gesture.
I think it's a great program. She wants baby from Nigeria to have with the congenital heart disease to have the same opportunity of all the baby in the world, and I appreciate this thought. So that's why I was keen to cooperate and to come along and do this kind of surgery.
In the end, 10 patients, all children with the eldest being 8, and an average age of 3 years were screened and selected for surgery.
Emmanuel here is 2 years, 3 months. Every now and then he'll be falling sick. I don't even know that he has this hole in the heart. Every 2 weeks we need to come to the hospital here to compound drugs for him, and it do cost us money every 2 weeks.
Well, we did echo scan, and after the echo scan, that's when they told me that she's having hole in the heart, and the size, that some close on his own, but the size of her own is a bit wide, so she suggested surgery. The journey has not been easy. Because I follow up to do everything. Anything stressful, I felt I had to start panicking.
It was discovered that he had hole in the heart and a Down syndrome, that he has a Down syndrome. We're told we're going to have surgery, but the money for the surgery was not there.
I'm a beneficiary of this. I just want to bless the name of the Lord and say a very big thank you to the wife of the president for coming through for us at a point like this. And this means a lot to me at a time like this.
Last 2 weeks, one of the surgeons called me that I should come, that my child has been selected to be among the children that will undergo open heart surgery. I want to say thank you to her. I say may the good Lord bless her. She has touched my life. This is the first son in my husband's family.
I want to say thank you to you. You are just a mother. You understand what some of us are passing through. I want to say God will bless you and God will give you more grace to do this for as many children as possible that are still passing through this kind of thing.
Over the course of 1 week, the surgeries took place, bringing smiles to the parents and a new sense of hope and lease of life to the patients.
We've been here for 2 weeks now, and so far it's been a mixed feeling, but now it's fine, everything is fine. Seeing him out of the theater, ICU, it gives me so much joy, and it's been the best moment so far till now. I'm happy. Now we are living a free life, no fears, no medications. It's going to be a new beginning for the both of us. My family life, my finances, everything is going to change for the good. I want him to be a surgeon, a pediatric surgeon, so that he can at least share his stories and help other children in future. I would like to tell Nigerians, especially mothers who has children like this, that they shouldn't give up at any point. They shouldn't give up. Just like help came to us unexpectedly, I believe help will come to them as well. So the First Lady of Nigeria, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Muhammadu Aisha Buhari, I want to say a very big thank you to her for coming through at a time like this. For vulnerable people like us, I want to say a very big thank you to her. I'm grateful. I can't be grateful enough. I don't know how to appreciate her, but I know God in His infinite mercy will reward her for all she has done for us, for giving us a second chance, for giving my son a second chance to live a free life. I'll say thank you to her, and may God bless her, reward her.
She was diagnosed for congenital heart disease when she was 4 months old. Although before then I've been noticing some things, some pneumonic symptoms in her. Ever since we discovered her illness, it has not been easy. You know, going to the hospital every two weeks, seeing different kind of doctors, spending money that is not even available. She spent two nights and 1 day in the ICU. So I really thank God for her own recovery. I was very, very happy the day she was moved from the ICU to the ward. So this will really change a lot. At least now, I'll be confident that she's okay wherever she is. There will be no, sickness up and down again, running of temperature and all of that. Then I'll be able to walk too and comfortably leave her in any daycare. I thank God for that. By God's grace, by this September, she's going to resume school too. There are so many things ahead of her. I will encourage and I will make sure whatever it is she wants to achieve, especially if it's in the medical life, whether nurse or doctor or any other, even lab attendant, saving lives is very, very important. It's a passionate job, and I pray she's going to achieve it all. I am glad I was part of the beneficiary, and I pray God will continue to be with her, and I pray Allah will reward her abundantly. So I would like to say, when you have the means, try to help others. It's not everybody. Help others. There is nothing as good as everyone, no matter how little you can do. Just help others.
We are here for about 2 weeks now. I've been praying that everything will be all right, will go according to what the doctors are telling us, that we should calm down, everything will be all right. So we have been praying, but thank God, Alhamdulillah, as they said, it's come out the way they said it.
His case is relatively simple, a ventricular septal defect, just one hole in the heart. Had a closure of the hole in the heart and has recovered remarkably well. He also had minor challenges with oxygen saturation being good enough. He was on supplemental oxygen for about 4 days and is also doing very well today, and is completely off oxygen and due for discharge.
I thank the Almighty Allah, Alhamdulillah, and I thank my First Lady for this opportunity. May the Almighty Allah bless her and guide her. Almighty Allah reward her abundantly.
It was discovered at the age of 7 months. As she's growing, it keeps increasing because she cannot walk on her own. I keep backing her. My husband has gone to Enugu, so many places, of which he has written to our state government for assistance, but no assistance. So I keep praying to God that Allah to send a helper to us from anywhere. When she was going to the theater, I was crying. I was asking God, your best should be done in her life. Alhamdulillah, today she's okay.
Nana Yunusa, she had pentalogy of Fallot and also had similar repair as Ojo Marvelous, and she's also doing fine. In fact, she recovered very remarkably and is due for discharge today.
I was not free for the past 7 years. I gave birth to her. At times, if I'm sleeping in the night, her crying woke me up. I can wake more than 4 times before daybreak. Most times in the morning, I feel headache because of the sleepless night. And most times, if her siblings are going to Islamia, if I ask her to stay, she will not stay. She will be crying. So in that case, since she cannot walk to Islamia, I have to back her. As big as she is, I have to back her. I'll back her to Islamia. But now, Alhamdulillah, I'm free from the sickness.
I couldn't imagine myself seeing a child of 1 year plus going to the theater and being operated on the heart. But I just have to give in to see what God can do. All this while he's been on pains, he doesn't sleep well at night before the surgery. And now I'm sure that while he's asleep, I can also be free to do other things, going to my work freely without being afraid of what could happen to the child and other domestic things I need to do. To the First Lady of Nigeria, I want to say a very big thank you to her. We really appreciate everything she has done for giving us this opportunity for our children to live. In fact, it's a very big one. So every family that find themselves in the same shoe that I found myself, I want to tell them to stay on God, have courage, and don't despise the child. One day, God will send their own benefactor that will bring the child out of the situation he or she is in.
My joy was doubled, that I don't know how to express it. Now my son entered the theater and he came out. It's a thing of joy. When the doctors told me and my husband what it would look like, that it's 50-50, I looked at my husband, he looked at me. He was speechless, I was equally speechless. The next thing I remember, they have chapel here. I said, let me go down there and see God's face, because machines can fail, men can fail, but God cannot fail. So I rushed down there, praying that God should show mercy. And God really showed mercy. My son has been given a second chance to live normal, like every other person. And equally go to school, because if not without this surgery, I don't think of him going to school anytime soon. And in the church, if I go to church, I cannot carry him and go and sing as a chorister. I have to carry him all to myself. And now, I can go and sing freely without carrying him. And once he fully recovers from the pain, he can equally play with other kids. So many things will change. So many. This now is a story I will live, not to forget. And by the mercy of God, if God wish, I would want him to equally touch life like this, so that he will call it save life, because I know the trauma I went through. So I don't want others to pass through that. And if he's doing it, I know he will touch lives. He will. I will want to appreciate the woman that God used to touch the life of my son, Her Excellency Aisha Buhari. I want to say a big thank you to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord answer all your secret prayers.
Today is 2 weeks that we came to the hospital for the surgery. I was a bit nervous, but at the point I was like, no, God is going with her. She had been on this thing for 8 years plus. So I was like, if God has taken us this far, and if this is coming now, then God is in it with me.
We operated on Ujo Marvelous, who is an 8-year-old girl that presented with pentalogy of Fallot. So she had primary repair where the hole in the heart was closed, technically closed, and the outflow tract for the right ventricle was widened using a patch. So for Ujo Marvelous, she had done well, and she's due to be discharged today.
I was happy when I saw her. That wow, you're even talking to me within the space of how many hours that you came out. I'm now free. She's free. Now I can do what I want to do. Mostly before now, she goes with me where I'm going. I can't just leave her there, go and play or go out because she needs monitoring. But now she can do what she wants to do. I can go out and my mind is at peace that Marvelous is fine wherever she is. So that is a whole lot of joy to me. She has been saying she wants to be a nurse. And most times when we come to the hospital for her checkup, all this, she tell me, is this one nurse there? I say, yes, they stand, they don't really sit. For most of their work, they stand. She asked me, can I do it? I say, you can't do it now, but you can still do it later. So for now, she can still pursue the passion of being a nurse that she wanted to be, that she wants to care for people the way they are caring for her. My family and I want to say a big thank you to her. She has put an end to a burden of 8 years plus in her life. The Lord has really used her to heal my daughter, to make my daughter to live the life she wants to live. I want to tell her that, Mommy, we are grateful, we love you, we celebrate you, and we continue to love you.
I'd like to say here that Her Excellency does not know any of these children. She didn't know where they come from. All she knew is that these are Nigerian children that needed the required intervention.
The regular hospital visits will also continue to drop until the child is completely healed and they can return to school and socialize with friends. Another important component of this mission was that Mrs. Buhari procured a modern heart and lung machine to facilitate the surgeries. Many hundreds of heart patients will continue to benefit from this machine at the hospital. The surgeries did not end with the mission at the FMC Abuja. 2 more sessions were convened at the Cedar Crest Hospital and Cardio Care, both at Abuja. The First Lady sponsored more heart surgeries but for adult patients. This time around, they were carried out by local cardiac surgeons.
It's been documented that 64 million people worldwide suffer from cardiovascular abnormalities. And here in Nigeria, the statistics are not different. So basically what we're doing is identifying those patients who have abnormalities that can be treated and prevent them from having a myocardial infarction, having a cardiac arrest, and ultimately preventing sudden death among Nigerians.
We have been suffering for this thing since June last year. The way they explain the condition of the sickness to us, we have lost hope. Nobody believed that anybody was going to help us again because we cannot afford the expenses. May God bless Aisha Buhari Foundations and everybody that is involved for our brother to recover from this sickness.
One major problem is the awareness, and the other problem is the finances, which a lot of people do not have. So this program, this partnership has come in place to help identify those people who are indigent, who are not able to have cardiac procedures, and instead of abandoning them to their own fate, the Office of the First Lady and Future Assured has collaborated with Cedar Crest to identify these patients, provide the fund for their treatment, complete fund for their treatment, and ensure that they get treated and their lives are better off, okay, and their lives are prolonged.
Yeah, so I think I commend what the Aisha Buhari Foundation is doing, and we hope that we will see more and more of this in the area of cardiology and cardiovascular disease.
When I heard that I was having these coronary artery diseases from ABU Shika, and the price for the surgery is over 3 million naira, I was devastated because I know I cannot afford the price. As I'm speaking to you now, I'm feeling much, in fact, I'm stronger than you. I'm speechless. I don't even know the kind of adjective I would use to qualify her status in my heart.
Medical tourism happens because of cardiovascular diseases, and Cardio Care has been set up since 2016 to directly address that. I want to thank the Future Assured Group, NGO, and the First Lady for this gracious philanthropy that they have taken up, and the work they have done is commendable, because without this, a lot of people cannot get access to high-end services.
A key element of the Future Assured Cardiac Mission is the vision of multiplying the capacity of Nigerian surgeons through constant practice and increased interaction, as well as increasing the confidence of patients on Nigerian surgeons, thereby reducing medical brain drain and capital flight through medical tourism.
This is the first time I've been to Nigeria. We all very happy to have done this mission. We have gave the opportunity to these very unfortunate babies to have a normal life. It has been really, really tiring, but also we are very happy to have done the mission.
During a closing event, the First Lady Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari expressed appreciation to the foreign and local surgeons, drawing attention to the enormous pressure on the government to improve health outcomes and address killer diseases. Mrs. Buhari drew attention to the high rate of heart disease among Nigerians, a condition she noted that is too expensive for the average Nigerian to manage, leading to avoidable morbidity and mortality. She expressed confidence that the partnership between the foreign and local surgeons will lead to a transfer of expertise and saving of many lives. She noted the need for philanthropists to support the government by investing in the health sector, saying there's a lot of room for well-to-do Nigerians to sponsor surgeries of this nature.
To appreciate our visiting team that has come to participate in the cardiac mission organized by Future Assured.
After 66 hours of operating time by the Italian team collaborating with the Federal Medical Center team, 10 surgeries, open heart surgeries in pediatric patients were delivered. And of course, it took about 15 hours by the CEDACREST team to deliver percutaneous intervention, 7 percutaneous interventions, angiography, angioplasty, and of course, the cardiocare team. It took about 5 hours to deliver cardio interventions, precisely angiography, angioplasty.
Dr. Monaco, I thank you so much for making it possible to meet you at the Heart in Dubai. God used you and used him to change the lives of the children, to change the lives of Nigerian children.
The Future Assured Cardiac Mission has been a success worth repeating by Nigerians that have the wherewithal to change lives and eventually the course of history.